Hey guys, Sue's here. Welcome back to another What's for Dinner on Keto meal prep video. We do these videos every single Sunday. We always try to cover 4 different keto recipes that you guys haven't seen us do yet. And we would love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already a member of the crew and join us. Let's get into the video. I wanna catch the wave. So first up this week, I made a slow cooker Mongolian beef. This is one of my favorites. It's a simple crockpot recipe. So to start with, I added 1/3 cup swerve brown. Love this stuff. With 1/4 cup water and 1/4 cup coconut aminos to a little bowl here. Added 2 tablespoons plus the little bit that was left over in my almost empty bottle of sesame oil. And then 2 cloves of minced garlic, which is equal to about 1 heaping teaspoon if you have the big jar of minced garlic like I do. To that, I added 1/2 teaspoon of ginger and 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes, and then you just whisk it all together until the brown swerve is fully dissolved and everything is nice and incorporated. Then I just stuck that to the side and got started on my steak. So here I have about 2 pounds of shoulder steak. It is semi-frozen, which makes it easier for slicing, which is good because I don't really need to sharpen my knives or get new ones because it didn't slice like butter, like normal. So once you have it all sliced up, I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the crock pot and pour your sauce over it. And then I just put the lid on. I cooked this on high really for close to 5 hours. Afterwards, went ahead and scooped out a little bit of the juice. And to that, I'm gonna add some xanthan gum to thicken it up, and it's just easier to get that mixed in there really well if you just scoop a little sauce out, mix it, and then return it all to the pot before you mix it back together. So I did add 1/2 teaspoon xanthan gum. I could have done 1/4. The recipe I based this on, they use a different type of thickener in it. I'll link that recipe down below. It is a Carolyn Ketchum recipe. Then I just put it back in the pot, mixed it up, served it over some steamed green beans and a little bit of chives on top. This is one of my favorite meals. The steak is so super tender. It's so filling. I love it. And make it a whole lot because it's super simple. Next up, we made this awesome Szechuan chicken. This is an awesome spicy recipe. It's inspired by one from ruled.me. So to start with, I took 4 tablespoons of tomato paste to a bowl. And then I added 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos to that. And then some chili garlic paste. You can see the one I used there. Just 2 tablespoons of that. I actually used chili garlic sauce instead of paste. And then 2 teaspoons of spicy brown mustard. And 1/2 teaspoon of minced ginger. And then I just mixed that together really well with a whisk. And then I'm just gonna sit this sauce to the side. Go ahead and grab a big sauce pot. I'm adding about 3 to 4 tablespoons of avocado to that over medium to medium-high heat. And I'm gonna take 2 pounds of ground chicken and add that in. And of course, I'm washing my hands thoroughly in between. I think I just said wash. I usually say wash. I'm gonna use my handy dandy meat chopper upper. I always have that link down below. It's my favorite kitchen accessory. Just gonna break that all up and chop it all apart. To that, I'm gonna add about 2/3 of my sauce mixture and go ahead and mix that up. And then the recipe called for 6 cups of spinach. I'm just gonna add this entire container of baby spinach, and this is why I use the big pot because it takes up a lot of room until it wilts down. And after I've added that, I do kind of just poke it down into the chicken mixture so you can get closer to the heat, and then just go ahead and put a lid on it, and that will help it. The steam will actually wilt that down and help you to get it mixed together really well. And after that's done, I'm going to add some dry ingredients, some seasoning, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and a half a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash Table Blend, which is an awesome mixture of spices. I'm going to add the rest of my red sauce to that, along with a half a cup of chicken stock, and then a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. I actually used a cooking sherry there, and then a tablespoon of erythritol. And then I just mix that all together really, really well. And then put the lid back on it, and I let it simmer for about 15 minutes. This is what it looks like when it's done, and here it is all plated up. I was gonna serve this over cauliflower rice originally, but somehow I ran out, which is crazy because I usually have a freezer full and trying to go through stuff. So I just used a little steam bag of zoodles, like the steamed spiralized zucchini, and that was the perfect combo. The leftovers I ate just plain without anything underneath it, and it's so good. It's spicy, but the spice builds on you. It's not anything jolting. Next up, we made these awesome pork chops and a keto zucchini gratin. Now, I quite often make my pork chops this way. I just absolutely love them. But my first time making this zucchini recipe from I Breathe I'm Hungry, oh my gosh, it was so delicious. So to get started, I took a small saucepan over about medium heat and added 2 tablespoons of butter along with a half a cup heavy whipping cream. And to that, added a half of a teaspoon of garlic powder and a fourth of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. And then I just whisked those together until they melted and formed a nice cream sauce that was nice and smooth. When I had preheated my oven to 375, greased an oval casserole dish, I took some zucchini and sliced up 4 cups of it, along with a medium to small onion. Just sliced it into rings, and I'm going to start layering this. So to start with, I'm putting down a layer of zucchini, and then I overlap the spaces as you can see. Then I'm going to add some onion the same way. And then to that, after I get it all layered, I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. And then the recipe, she called for just using pepper jack cheese, but I'm going to use a pepper jack cheddar blend, and I'm just going to take about half a cup of it and sprinkle it over that. And then I'm going to continue making my layers and just repeating myself by adding some more zucchini, some more onion, some more salt and pepper between each layer, another half a cup of cheese, and then 1 more layer to make 3 layers total of zucchini, onion, salt, and pepper, and top it with the remaining half a cup of cheese. Then I take my cream sauce and pour it evenly over it, and then I'm just going to sit this to the side to get started on my pork chops because I'm actually going to bake them at the same time. So for my pork chops, I just took a big baking dish. I guess this is like 13 by 9-ish. 4 bone-in pork chops, and I have a little bowl of Dijon mustard, and I'm just going to use my hands and just spread that over each pork chop, flip them over, and also do the other side. This is quite messy, but it tastes wonderful. Then just with the same hands, I have some pork rind crumbs. I always do a big batch of these. I just will take my food processor and do like 3 bags of pork rinds and just store them in a plastic container. They last forever. So you can see I'm just going to pat those on there instead of dragging my pork chops through them, because I'm not really looking to make a breading like to fry them. I'm just looking to add some crumbly texture and flavor. So flip those over, do the other side. And once I've added the pork rinds to each of them, I'm just going to wash my hands really well and then add some pepper to these. Now I'm not going to add any extra salt because the pork rinds have plenty of salt in them, and the Dijon mustard adds a good layer of flavor as well, so I don't go overboard on the seasoning. And then I have those prepared and my zucchini au gratin prepared, and I'm just going to pop both of those into the oven, 375 for 45 minutes. Here's what it looks like when it comes out. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And look at this beautiful masterpiece. This was so good. I'm definitely going to add this zucchini as a staple keto side. Here it is all plated up. This is such a favorite in our household, and it's almost even better the next day as leftovers. Next up, we just made some brats with some green peppers, red peppers, and onions. Super simple, easy keto weeknight meal. My husband actually took over and did these. So to start with, over medium-high heat, we took 7 bratwurst. I always just buy these in a super large pack at Costco, and then I separate them into bags. Just getting a nice dark brown sear on each side of the brats. You always want to make sure that you check the ingredients. Extra careful when you are buying any kind of cured meat, sausage, ham, anything in a casing, because they will sneak carbs in on you. So after it gets nice and seared and browned on each side, we're just going to add about a quarter to a half a cup of chicken broth to that and put the lid on to let the steam go ahead and finish cooking those brats. Super easy. Just going to add a full bag of frozen pepper, onion blend. We actually just buy this at Walmart. And using the tongs, he's just kind of tossing those around, going ahead and turning the brats over with the peppers, kind of letting some of the peppers go to the bottom where they can cook a little bit darker and some on top, so you're just getting that flavor all the way through. And then we're going to add the lid back to that to let the steam continue working on those frozen peppers and onions and letting all of those flavors kind of incorporate together. And super simple, guys. Just keep periodically flipping and stirring until you get them just right and how you want them. I was going to make like a keto bread to go on the side with these, but just decided to just eat it as is with the peppers and onions, because these do have more carbs in them than other vegetables. So there you go, guys. Quick and easy. That's our 4 new keto meal ideas and recipes for you guys this week. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and leave a comment, or just leave a thumbs up, because it helps my channel so much and it makes us so happy. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stick around to join the crew, and we'll be back next Sunday with another What's for Dinner on Keto, easy keto meal prep and keto meal ideas video. Till then, bye guys.